How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Is that an Israeli flag?
Yes,
Looks
it
like the
is.
American flag.
Yes, it is.
So you Jewish?
I am Jewish.
Okay. What do you think I am?
Uh, Christian?
No.
Muslim.
Like yeah, I'm Palestinian.
Very nice. Where about?
Canada.
No, like where in?
Oh, in Palestine? No, like I'm ethnicity wise, I'm Palestinian, but I was born in Canada.
Nice.
So
You did your DNA
yeah.
test?
No, my grandparents are full Palestinian. They were born in Palestine, immigrated to Canada.
Both
So
both parents or just one?
no, my grandparents and then my mom. But yeah, my father, I'm pretty sure is from Jordan,
Very
and
nice.
my mom is 100% from Palestine. So, could I ask like your whole thoughts on the situation? I mean, obviously you
Just about
support
to ask.
Israel,
I
so
was just about to ask that question.
yeah. So
So,
what? Well, I asked you first, so I just
sure.
want to know.
So just because I am clearly pro-Israel, I will live, eat, sleep, and breathe and die by that sword. I'm happy with that. It doesn't mean I don't care about what's happening in Gaza and what's happening to the people of the Gazans and what's going on right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course. So, do you think what Israel is doing is, let's just say, justified? Not even right, but just like justified.
Yes,
Why is that?
because this is war. War's ugly. War's horrible. Innocent women, children, elderly are
Oh,
going to die. But until we get our hostages back, I will 1000% support this. I want my family back, and then we can talk about having peace.
okay. And with that being said, do you think that Israel is the superpower in this position?
100%. That's why I'm even more
So,
angry with Hamas for starting this, knowing damn well they don't even stand a chance against the IDF and the suffering that it's going to cause for the Gazans and my family. And they still did this and put them in the situation to begin with.
so because
So
of the actions of Hamas, do you think it's correct for the Israeli government to persecute the Palestinian people over a group that essentially has no support from the Palestinian people? The Palestinian
they,
people do not support Hamas.
they do. They do.
They don't.
Not all of them they do. There's testimony.
They were elected at one point,
Yes, there's
and
testimonies recently. There's recent reporters that have been in Gaza and they 1000% openly speak about how much they support Hamas. Now, that's not to negate the fact that if they spoke in the, maybe, hopefully, I'd like to think that's not how they believe, because if they did say they condemn Hamas, Hamas would kill them. Before October 7th,
no.
you don't think Hamas would kill them if they spoke against them?
No. Why would
So,
Hamas have any reason to kill him? There's lots of Palestinians that vocalize their disdain for Hamas and
after
what.
the war, recently after the war, and when the bombs started dropping, there was a huge protest protesting Hamas. The leader of the protest, the person who got all the Gazans together to do this, ended up chopped up into pieces and left on his mother's doorstep by Hamas.
Okay.
So
Again,
it's out there.
again, there's no major support for Hamas in Palestine right now. I think the biggest argument for most uh Palestinians, Gazans specifically, is that we want peace. And Israel is the superpower. They have the opportunity to do so, and they continue, even without war, they continue to murder and bomb innocent people
It's not
that
murder.
have absolute
It's
it
not
is
murder. It's war
it is
casualties. This is what
it's
happens.
not.
This is what
So
happens
you
in
think
war.
Hiroshima, when they
Are you
when
a
the US
Muslim? Are you a
nuclear.
Muslim? Let me ask you. Are you a Muslim?
I am Muslim, but I'm not
Okay.
extremely religious. I wouldn't say that I
It's
practice
okay.
it
Me
to the
too. Me
T.
too. I'm Jewish, but I'm not super religious either. The IDF and people are dying because they're fighting to get back the hostages and to get rid of Hamas. It's surprising to me that you don't realize that even before October 7th, these people in Gaza have been suffering under Hamas's rule before the war even started,
It
before
wasn't.
October 7th happened. So for you not even knowing that shows how much you actually know about it. Never mind that. The 48 hostages that are being held, they killed indiscriminately on October 7th. They killed Muslims, they killed Arabs, they killed Thai workers, people that had nothing to do with Israel. They were just working there.
You.
One of the hostages' name is Muhammad. Can you guess his religion?
No, I understand, but you keep
No, but
bringing up Hamas. Again, I've
but
told you
can you
multiple
answer
times
the
that
question? Can you answer the question? His
he's
name is
obviously Muslim.
okay.
I
Okay.
know,
So the
but
IDF isn't just looking to go willy nilly, just killing Muslims and Arabs for the fuck of it. They come to the table every time. They offer two states. The Palestinian people say that they want from water to water Arabia. They want it Arab. They don't want it Palestinian. They don't want it Israel. They want it completely wiped off of the Jews. They want to walk the Jews from the river to the sea and into the water. They say it themselves.
it's I'm not gonna lie. It's funny you say that because it is quite literally the opposite when you really think about it. Israel, as soon as they were immigrated into Palestine, I forgot what it was after World War II at some point.
Yes.
They had begun to instantly replace Palestinians and take
It's
over
not true.
their land.
It's
It
not
is true
true. It's
because
not.
it's what they believe is owed to them.
So,
That is
just so you,
completely true.
just so you know, there was always a presence of Jews living in that land. After World War II, yes, we came back to Judea, which all Jews originate from, Judea. Even Ashkenazi Jews like myself, we originate from Judea. We came back legally. We came back with no intentions on kicking out the Palestinian people. So that at the time they were referred to as Arabs, not Palestinians. They didn't take on that identity until 1967 by Yasser Arafat. We had no intentions on kicking them out. But when you start a war, you're damn straight. You lose a war, you lose land, and that's what
You didn't
happens. And it's
There
unfortunate.
was no war. There was
Instead,
no war started at that time.
1948,
Israel's were the Israelis were the first to start any conflict in that area.
you're
They
wrong.
were the ones to start replacing us.
Okay, I feel bad even talking about this with you because you haven't looked into it well enough. If you're going to tell me that Israel started the war in 1948, we were weak, we were brittle, we were refugees coming out of the Holocaust. We did
No,
not
you
start.
guys were a militant.
No,
You guys were
barely,
militant.
barely. We did not want that
You
war.
barely.
We did.
You were
We
still
did
militant.
the Arabs within and the surrounding five neighboring Arab countries surrounding us all came in and they told the Palestinians, keep your key. You can look it up. There's testimonies from Palestinians themselves. They say keep your key, and this is why they hold on to their key till this day. And they say leave. We're going to take care of the situation, meeting the Jews, the Yahud. They're going to get rid of us, and then you can come back. And guess what? It didn't work out like that. And then a bunch of people got displaced because of the Arab authorities, not because of the Jews. We just wanted our piece of our homeland, our ancestral homeland. We had no intentions of kicking out the
See,
Palestinian people.
the thing is, you say it like that. You want your homeland. That's the thing. It was at no point your homeland. That like
Your Quran says otherwise. Your Quran says otherwise.
look, we can argue about whether or not it was owed to you or not, but that doesn't give you guys the right to replace us. And
You know
each one
what?
of your leaders. I'm not gonna lie. Israel is extremely racist. They hate any other culture that isn't Israel culture, Zionist
You know
culture,
nothing. You know
and that's exactly why
know
they've
nothing
done
about
this.
Israel. If you're saying
They
you know nothing,
it's just
how much?
complete ethnic
How
cleansing.
much? What
You're trying
percentage of Israel is Jewish?
percentage.
Yes.
A majority, I would assume, but I don't know the specific
Okay, so
percentage.
the 20% is Arabs, Muslims. Some still claim to the Palestinian identity. They don't. They live
Okay.
freely.
I,
There's Arabs that sent Jewish prime ministers and Jewish judges to
okay.
jail. We I
Would
don't
you
I was brought
would
up. Listen, I lost my mother at a very young age. I was brought up by a full diehard Israeli. I was never brought up to hate Muslims, Arabs, never. So this narrative you're putting out there is completely false.
It's not false
It
because
is
even though they're
false.
20%, listen, even though they're 20% in World War II, Germany, there was a Jewish population in Germany, right?
Yes,
But were they persecuted? Completely.
yes,
Yes, they
yes,
were treated horribly.
yes.
So that just because there's an Arab population doesn't mean they're not being treated horribly.
I
They're being
speak so
treated
that you know
horribly.
what? Don't take my word for it. Click onto Israel and seek out the Arabs. I speak to them every night. I speak to Arabs, and they love it in Israel. If they're living in proper Israel, they absolutely love it. If they're in the West Bank or Gaza, they're gonna curse Israel. No shit. I speak to Arabs. I speak to Muslims. I speak to Christian Arabs. They love it in Israel, and they wouldn't want to live in any other country in the Middle East. They love it there.
That's an anecdote. I can't confirm or deny whether or not they like it there. And to
You're
be
not.
honest, I've never heard of that. Everything I've seen of Israel has always been extremely negative and very shady. To be
It
honest,
just goes to
I
show how much you're listening to. There's very very famous people out there, whether they're social media influencers or whether they're celebrities who are Israeli, Arab, Muslim, Christians, Arabs, and they speak openly about how amazing it is. And so you're only looking at one side. You're only looking at one
I'm on all platforms. I see so many things on the internet. I've seen from the Jewish side. I've seen from, and most of it seems like targeted hate. It
You're
seems like
not. So that
hate
goes to show right there that
instead.
you're going in with a blindfolder. You're being biased. I look at both
I'm
sides.
not because
Have you
no,
ever heard of Yosef Haddad?
no.
He's an amazing, 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 amazing Israeli Arab man, and he speaks beautifully about the topic. And there's many, many more like him. So it's when I hear you saying that you don't see it and it's not a real narrative, like you're not educated enough. I'm sorry.
I guess you could say that, but I don't think that's the case. I think there's more to learn in terms of the intricacies, but I don't think that I'm uneducated. I have
I'm not. No, no,
personal
no.
experiences.
I'm not saying.
My own family,
I'm not saying
my
you're
own
uneducated as a person. I'm saying when it comes to this topic, if you're going to seriously say that there are no Arabs absolutely loving their life in Israel, that just goes to show how much you actually know about it and are actually looking into it unbiasedly. That's all. I'm not
look.
saying you're uneducated.
I'm not saying that there's 100% no Arabs that enjoy their lives in Israel, but that doesn't stand for the fact that doesn't replace the fact that people en masse are being persecuted, killed for just living their lives in
That's not
Gaza.
true. That's not
That's
true. If
it
October
is
7th,
true. It is
if
true.
October 7th would have never happened, how many people would
That
be dying
you
in Gaza?
this October no, but this
You know
October
what?
7th narrative is the only argument you guys have to
I
continue what you're
I
doing.
have more.
You
I
guys
have more. You want
no,
to bring
you
it back
guys
to
listen.
1948, don't you? You want
Listen,
to bring it back to
Israel has continued to do this for the past century. You
Oh,
guys have
oh, no, no,
continued to
no. It's
kill
only
and
77
replace this for the past
years. It's only
century.
77 years that Israel has been a thing. So what do you mean centuries?
I said century
When
for the past century.
I said century too. So when I speak about October 7th, it's because it's the most recent thing that's had, and you guys like to go back into history, and I think that narrative doesn't work for you guys because it makes it look
Uh,
even worse. Because we can go back,
okay,
but it
hold
doesn't
on, hold
start.
on.
It doesn't start
I
in
need to.
it doesn't start in 1948 either. But I don't think you want to do that because it gets really ugly from your narrative. I got many more dates prior to. It didn't start then either.
Hold on. Sorry. There was. I'm trying to look. You guys had. What about? There was the Nakba, right? Who was the president at the time during the Nakba?
1948.
Yeah, sure. I don't.
So when you're saying the Nakba, right? Who started the Nakba? Who caused this Nakba?
It's always seems like there's some cause to it. Why it even happened? I don't understand.
That's the
There
thing. You
was
can't answer the question. So I think you're just getting frustrated because you don't have the answers and you're just running with the rhetoric that was pushed into your brain and you don't know what you're talking about. So maybe just don't talk about it.
no, no. I look. I've lived my entire life being completely unbiased towards a lot of things,
This is otherwise. See,
and
I say October 7th, right? You say, no, 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 it didn't start then. It started in 1948, the Nakba. Right. Okay, let's play with. What about 1929, the Hebron massacre or the Safed looting? This has been happening way
again, I'm not.
before.
I don't know those dates.
Of course you don't, because it doesn't have to do with your people being persecuted. Your people wouldn't have been persecuted in the Nakba and our Independence Day if they didn't start the war in the first place. We came back to our land with no intentions of kicking them out. We needed a place to
It
go. We came back to where we belong, and we had no intentions on kicking people out. But when you come to murder us and try to genocide and ethically cleanse us, then yes, we're going to handle business.
it
Just like any
it sounds just so like it sounds
people would.
like it's insane. Like okay, to be honest, it says right here, by the way, the Nakba is an Israeli ethnic cleansing of Palestinian Arabs through their violent displacement and disposition of land, property, and belongings, along with destruction
Who started the
of their
Nakba?
society and suppression of their culture, identity politics,
Who started the
political
Nakba?
rights, and national aspirations.
Who started the war in 1948? Ask that.
Okay. Who started the war between
Just in
Israel,
1948. In 1948. That's all you got to say. They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Israel and Palestine in 1948? Fighting began with attacks by irregular bands of Palestinian Arabs attached to local units of Arab Liberation Army composed of volunteers from Palestine and neighboring Arab countries. These groups launched their attacks against Jewish cities, settlements, and armed
That's all you need.
forces.
There's your answer right there. There's your answer right there. So just learn something. Like you
Okay, but
gotta look
could
at
there
it.
not be a reason?
Can there
Could there
not be
not be
a
a
but
reason
though?
that was
Can there not be a but though? Can you not understand? Your whole argument was that we just came in willy nilly kicking them out. That was not true. You just read it. Was Palestine ever a country? Also, do you know?
I'm not sure. I'd assume so. Yeah.
No, it was never a country, a state, a sovereign nation at all. That's another question you should ask. It was a
Okay.
territory that was colonized by the British and the Romans, a bunch of people. It was never a sovereign
Well,
country.
Well, either way, I know my personal experience and my my family. I have no family left in Gaza because they've either died or moved away because of
Well,
the situation going on.
and if that's the
There's
case,
literally not,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anyone. I don't want it.
but
This narrative is getting pushed that, like, you see, you came with two big claims, especially about the 1948 war being started by the Jews. This narrative is being pushed, and no one's actually looking into it and getting the truth. And that's why there's never going to be peace. But I'm sorry about your family. I don't want that for anyone. I don't want that for anyone. I have nothing against
that's what's continuing.
but why though? October 7th, they keep starting wars, just like 1948, and then they cry about it when their people are going to die. That's what happens in war.
To be honest, I remember the situation was already terrible. You think you think October 7th, it's not just October 7th. There was obviously a precursor to why that happened, right?
No,
Why did
you're
October we
telling me
didn't just we like Hamas didn't just say, "Hey, let's go attack Israelis for
they
no
did.
reason."
They did.
That's not
They did.
why. It
For
was a
what? For what?
retaliation. It was a
Retaliation
retaliation
from what?
to the Israeli government and what they had been doing for the
What,
past
what,
century.
what have they been
They
doing?
li- Hmm?
What have they been doing?
Stealing land, killing people,
No, no,
bombing.
no. In
We're literally
2005, okay, again, I can, in 2005,
it's
20 years ago, listen, 2005, 20 years ago, IDF soldiers, there used to be tens of thousands of Jews living in Gaza side by side with the Arabs. There never used to be a border around Gaza. They were living, going, coming freely. In 2005, IDF soldiers forcefully dragged Jews out of their home to give them their Palestine, to give them it as an experiment, to see what they can do with it. What did they do? They launched rockets. They elected Hamas, and then the Antifadas is what caused the border, and then the rockets is what caused the blockade. There's consequences for your actions.
I feel like we could just keep
Why?
going down the list of like who did this first or who did what
Because
first.
you're only
But as
looking.
it stands, I will say right now, Israel is the superpower in this situation. They have the ability to stop this and they continue it. No matter what you say, that is a
I
wrong
agree,
thing to do.
and I back it wholeheartedly until my people get back home.
Again, like I
You should
can't I can't.
you should be more mad at Hamas for making your people suffer because they know they can't beat the IDF. They know they can't beat Shin Bet, and they still continue to fight, letting the Gazans suffer. And it's not going to stop until those hostages come home and Hamas arms. Just by you not realizing how much they make the Gazans suffer before October 7th says a lot. They torture these people way before October 7th. No one has a voice in Gaza. They have to follow suit. It's pretty much like a mini Iran. They have to go just follow suit. You can't have an opinion. You can't do shit. They're persecuted. Before October 7th, Hamas has tortured the Gazans. So by you not knowing that, it speaks volumes.
I don't think I said that Palestinians have denounced Hamas,
Maybe,
and
maybe some of
that's the only. Hmm?
maybe some of them now are doing it because they lost the plot. They didn't kill every Jew.
I don't think that's it. I think before when they elected Hamas, it was a different story. But right now, as of right now, I know even my family specifically do not like Hamas. And we don't think that they hold the values that we do. We just want peace, and that's it,
Me too.
right?
Me too.
But again, I can't really take you serious on that because you say that while saying that you continue to support them,
So
you
I'm
know,
supposed to. So I'm
support
supposed to
Israel.
only.
Like,
I'm supposed to only care about the Gazans and not the 48 hostages that my people are being held. I'm supposed to say fuck those 48 people. Majority are dead bodies they're using as hostages. I'm supposed to say fuck them and
no,
my solidarities with Gaza.
what is, no, I'm not saying that, but what is bombing Palestine doing to help that exactly? Like, you think that's
To get
changing
to
the
get
situation in any way, shape, or
get
form?
Hamas to get
There's
Hamas. It has been working. It has been working. We've gotten there used to be 250 hostages. We're down to 48. A lot of Hamas has been killed. It's working. It's working.
okay.
It's not pretty. It's not nice. I don't want war. I don't want war, but I want my people back home.
Um, to be honest, I just I can't agree. I don't think
That's
that
okay. That's okay.
I don't think that like I don't think that I'm never gonna change my mind on this subject. I think that you guys are,
I don't want you to. I don't want
ethnically cleansing us, and
I
there's
doubt
no
it.
other way around it.
You know what the population was in 1948?
No.
700,000. Just look into what the population just in Gaza alone, 2 million. We vaccinated you
Okay.
guys for polio. We give you vaccines. If that's ethnically cleansing, I don't know what it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I do have to go, but I this was a great conversation. I care about your people. I do. You may not see it. I do, but my people also matter. I care about both sides. Hamas needs to go, and then maybe we can talk about peace after that.
Okay. Well, yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Much love.
Bye.
Nice talking to you too. Have a good night.
You too.